The contrast between success and failure have never been as fierce. The season starts again in about 10 weeks' time. For one, it'll be Burton. For the other, it'll be Zlatan. The side from the East Riding of Yorkshire have the East dressing room, vice versa those from the West, Hull City. A cup final where the trophies are happy irrelevance in many ways, but the prize, well, it means so much to so many in so many different ways. "30 years of the playoffs now, the 10th final here at Wembley since it was rebuilt, and the focus on this one, nothing short of extraordinary really. Pictures beamed around the world, fascination globally that one match can mean so much to individuals, to clubs, Don, and to the towns and the cities that they hail from.
Oh, this is the mother of all games, isn't it? And it's what's riding on it in so many ways, financially for the clubs and for many of the players, you know, with the greatest of respect. It may be the only way that a large percentage of them will get to play in the Premier League. So, enormous amount riding on it, as there always is.
Hull City finished 4th, 9 points ahead of Wednesday, who finished 6th. Hull with the better attack, the better defence over the course of the season, but what's gone before matters little on a day like this. Now come the presentation committee, Greg Clark, the chairman of the Football League, Richard Flint, the chief executive officer of Sky Betting and Gaming, and a familiar face at the back there, Jeff Stelling, an ambassador for Prostate Cancer UK, and I think I could probably say now a few weeks on fresh from his epic walk raising money for the charity. Sure, when he greets those Sheffield Wednesday players, he will not forget what happened the last time Wednesday were in a playoff final back in 2005, and they came from behind to beat Hartlepool. Sheffield Wednesday, a very different club now. That, of course, was to see them rise back to the Championship 16 years away. There's an enormous weight of expectation on the shoulders of these players, very few of whom have ever played at the top division before.
Well, there is a little weight of expectation on any player that plays in a playoff final, but I think there's more pressure on Hull City. You know, the squad that they had assembled, where they were up until February, i.e. in a real scrap for the top 2 positions, and they find themselves in the playoffs. And it's a game that you feel they must win. As for Sheffield Wednesday, I think they can maybe they come in as underdogs, and they can play on that a little bit, because they are a very, very good team. And of course, we keep harping on about the prize. It's the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, isn't it? And it's a one-time only offer this season.
5 o'clock kickoff for the Championship playoff final this year. We're almost there. First, we'll have the national anthem at Wembley Stadium, performed today by Emily Hayne. Let's have a check on the 2 lineups for you. Alan McGregor's back injury saw him miss both legs of the semi-final. That still hasn't cleared up, so Hull go with Swiss international Eldon Jakupovic in goal. Hull certainly edged it on Wembley experience for this side. Started their FA Cup final 2 years ago. Curtis Davis a scorer that day as well. Tom Huddleston and Jake Livermore also played in the defeat to Arsenal, as did Ahmed El Mohammadi. Hull going with the same side that started both semi-final games against Derby. Top scorer Abel Hernandez spearheading the attack, looking to add to his 22 goals this season. Wednesday very much with their first choice in goal. Republic of Ireland international Kieran Westwood. Most of this team built and assembled this season along with Westwood. Tom Lee's another of only 4 who were even at the club last year. Kieran Lee, the third, he's in the form of his career. Sam Hutchinson, the final one. He hasn't started since March, but preferred to on-loan Celta Vigo midfielder Alex Lopez. Player of the Year, Fernando Forestieri, the Wednesday poster boy. So much goes through him. And Gary Hooper hoping to be a little more involved than he was when he was here and promoted 12 months ago with Norwich. Steve Bruce names the same set of substitutes that he did for that nervy second leg against Derby. Carlos Carvajal, likewise from their semi-final, but with Alex Lopez and Sam Hutchinson swapping places. A white rose final under the arch. A sea of blue and white and amber and black. We're almost ready to go. The Championship Playoff Final 2016 is coming up.
Suddenly, corners become incredible. Loathing becomes liking. Rubbish days get a bit less rubbish.
What are you doing?
And now for the latest offer for all new and existing customers. Betfair are giving you treble the odds on goal scorer bets if your player scores 2 or more goals. Because with Betfair, there's more to play for. Betfair. Tap, tap, boom.
Glorious sunny afternoon at Wembley for this playoff final. Hull hoping they can make it a 5th season in 8 years in the Premier League since they were promoted on that memorable day here back in 2008. Helping them to do that, Don, Moses Odebajo, who was here a couple of years ago, a beaten finalist then with Leyton Orient. You feel he could have a key role to play today?
Yeah, I wondered if Hull City fans could ever have imagined the massive impact that this fellow would have on that team. He has been absolutely outstanding, and his energy down that right-hand side represents a real danger to Sheffield Wednesday this afternoon. And he'll be in contrast, or opposition to Barry Bannon. All the plaudits have gone to Fernando Forestieri, haven't they? But he has been every bit as good and every bit as important. Watch out for him this afternoon.
Well, just over 12 months ago, Hull City, a Premier League team, Wednesday finished in the bottom half of the Championship table, 18 points off the playoffs. And here we are. By the time we finish here, one of these will be in the Premier League.
2 emotions, only 2 emotions can you feel at the end of this game. One is despair and the other one is elation, and you do everything in your power as a player to make sure that you're on the right end of the elation. Got to be able to look in the mirror and have no regrets, and I'm sure that's a message that both managers will have delivered prior to this game kicking off.
Trying to feed in Al Mohammadi. Odebajo lets it run. Bobby Madley, the referee. First time he's brought into the action is by that lunging challenge from Abel Hernandez.
Well, I'm really pleased that Sam Hutchinson didn't make a meal of that challenge. Many a player would have been rolling around on the turf trying to get the opposition in trouble, but fair play to him.
He'll remember it.
It's been noted.
It leads us neatly into the fact that Sam Hutchinson is in that engine room for that very sort of quality he brings in. He's more combative than Lopez, the on-loan Celta Vigo player.
Well, that was a role reversal. Those are the kind of challenges that you would expect Sam Hutchinson to be dishing out rather than receiving. He is up against 2 big, strong, powerful, very, very good midfielders in Livermore and in Huddleston. I'm sure that is one of the reasons he has been brought back into this Sheffield Wednesday side.
The Dutchman Lubens, the Sheffield Wednesday captain. It's a fascinating story, the way this Sheffield Wednesday side has been brought together. It's evolved and ended up in the top 6. The song goes about Carlos Carvajal building a team. Well, he has 18 players coming in at the start of the season. He's managed to get the team spirit, most importantly, get the fans involved. Over 40,000 Sheffield Wednesday fans packed into the tickets that they were allowed to buy here. And here's Ross Wallace, who helped pave their path here to Wembley. I don't want to give him too much encouragement to shoot. That was closed down by Huddleston. Forestieri trying to slide it through to Hooper.
Oh, they've had Daniel Poodle free, the left back, for the last 30 seconds, and not once but twice Sheffield Wednesday ignored his advances, and it would have been the right thing to do to get the ball out there. He's in acres of space.
Livermore. Al-Mohammadi. We've got Snodgrass coming towards the far post if the cross could be delivered, which Al-Mohammadi had efforts to do. And fizz straight at Kieran Westwood by Tom Huddleston.
Well, Sheffield Wednesday and Kieran Westwood will be so relieved that this has come straight at the goalkeeper, because Tom Huddleston, technically brilliant, packs a real punch, doesn't he? I tell you what, a yard either side. And Hull City could have been celebrating the opening goal, because that was flying. Too hot to handle immediately for Kieran Westwood, but he did the right thing, got everything behind it.
It's inevitable that we look at what went before when these two sides met in the Championship, and it gives very few pointers. Most recently in February, and it was a goalless draw, pretty uneventful bar for the red card, slightly controversial for diving for Fernando Forestieri. 1-1 when they met just before Christmas at Hillsborough. Suffice to say, Don, most of the pointers are towards this one being something of a tight, cagey contest.
Yeah, that's what the indications are. However, I'm quite impressed with how both have settled. We're only 5 minutes in, and there's been a reasonable tempo to the game. Both have enjoyed decent spells of possession. Of course, Steve Bruce's team are the only ones to manufacture a strike at goal, but I think both managers so far in the first 5 minutes will be relatively happy with how their teams have settled.
Wallace, Hunt says leave it to me. That's why West have a run at Robertson. What about Joe? Bannon thought about engaging him a little bit earlier. Al-Mohammadi. Wallace got a boot in. Drilled by Borson. What a wonderful ball that's turned out to be. Snodgrass. Cut out by Lees. Hunt felt he had a second, and he did to clear.
What a ball that was. Michael Dawson to Snodgrass. Unfortunately for Hull, there was only Abel Hernandez in the centre to try and get on the end of any cross, but that is as good a pass as you're likely to see. Takes it very well, Snodgrass, and plays it in, but as you can see there, only Abel Hernandez anywhere near getting into the penalty area there.
A warm, almost humid evening in North London. Breath of a breeze around the National Stadium. And Hull has started to get in the ascendancy as Al-Mohammadi stretches his legs up against Poodle. Beaten finalist here on this ground against Ian Holloway's Crystal Palace when he was a Watford player a couple of years ago. Back comes Hooper. Now Hunt. Luvens trying to show that he can distribute from the back.
That was Fernando Forestieri's first touch, wasn't it? Nearly 7 minutes into the game, and that's where Sheffield Wednesday have got to work harder to try and get him on the ball. It's been noticeable as an attacking threat. There's no doubt that Hull are in the slight ascendancy here.
spoke to Steve Bruce before the match, who would say and sense that everything was in place. His preparation had been good. Injury to Alan McGregor aside, it would have been pretty much exactly as he would have wanted it. The one thing about this Hull City side this season is you never know quite what sort of performance you're going to get from them. 11 defeats.
Well, it's only the bottom 8, I think, lost more than that, but I think we saw the playoff semi-finals highlighted everything that Steve Bruce knows about this team. Two polar opposite performances. In the first leg, away from home, as good a performance as you're ever likely to see. Dominating, they put themselves in an almost, well, it wasn't an unassailable advantage, but they nearly threw it away in the second leg. They just, I don't know, there was a lackadaisicalness about them, and they nearly paid the price for it.
Livermore. Huddleston. Blue and white striped shirt swarming back. Pause for handball. Bobby Madley felt that he had handled there the Egyptian El Mohammadi. Hutchinson. Puda. Forestieri. Those are the sort of runs they've got to watch out for, Hull. And he's side down just outside the penalty area by Michael Dawson.
Well, those two had it coming together, didn't they, up at the KC Stadium, that resulted in Fernando Forestieri getting sent off for diving, but there's no question Bobby Madley doesn't have to think twice about this. That's as easy a yellow card decision as we're ever likely to see. I'll tell you what, he was away, wasn't he? He was going into a really dangerous area. Not a goal-scoring area, but a dangerous area nevertheless. And it's a long 80 minutes now for Michael Dawson to tread carefully for.
It's also a set-piece situation that both the Argentinian-born Italian Forestieri and the Scotsman Ross Wallace stand over. The stand-in goalkeeper, Eldin Jakupovic. He's had wobbly moments in the past, I think it's fair to say, against Sheffield Wednesday.
Has he got the audacity to shoot from here? That's the question.
It wouldn't be a surprise if he does, Forestieri. There we go. Jakupovic got a solid pair of fists to it.
Well, straight away he's decided he's going to do something that Derby County rarely did, and that's test the standing goalkeeper. It's a powerful strike, but straight at him, and he dealt with it adequately.
The wobbly moments we were referring to was in a league game a couple of seasons ago where he threw one into his net, literally, and then collided with Redder Johnson. The Sheffield Wednesday player was then stretchered off. It's a set-piece examination. Not Ross Wallace's best. Hernandez used his body to shield the ball well and drew the foul of Kieran Lee.
Yeah, it's disappointing, isn't it, from Ross Wallace? He's got so much quality in those set-piece. Holds his hand up in apology. He knows he's better than that, and you know what? Finals, games like this, set pieces can be the absolute difference. Important to get them right.
Two goals in the two matches between these two this season, and you look back over recent championship playoff finals, 9 of the last 12 have been won by just a single goal.
Usually tight, tense affairs. And one thing you know you're going to get is drama.
Well, funnily enough, last year Much as a Norwich fan that's enjoyed it, there wasn't that much drama.
No.
Middlesbrough failed to turn up on time and then failed to bring their A game. An agonising 12 months before they put that memory to bed, joining Burnley in seizing one of those automatic promotion places. One of these two will join them. Now Dean Windass still dining out, and rightly so, on that goal that for the first time in their then 104-year history took Hull to the top division of English football. If they can get up this time, it'll be their 5th season. That was actually their first visit to Wembley in any of its guises back in 2008. They've since become regular visitors with that semi-final win against Sheffield United and the dramatic final defeat when they were already 2-0 up by this stage against the Gunners before Arsenal came back.
Certainly Wembley shouldn't hold any fears for them, should it?
And it doesn't appear to in the opening quarter of an hour here. Odebajo. Oh, Hull look for the free kick, they're not going to get it. And Hooper looking for a bit of assistance from Forestieri. The deflection is helpful for Robertson. He can clear it away as far as Bannon. Hutchinson coming onto it now. He was caught late, no advantage forthcoming, and Wednesday baring their teeth for the first time.
These are the tiny little details that you've got to get right, and Steve Bruce will not thank Mo Diarmi for that. Totally unnecessary free kick in a really dangerous place. Lack of discipline there.
And as we've touched on already, they have the exponents to really punish Hull from this sort of situation.
Well, for either Ross Wallace or Fernando Forestieri, it is all about hitting the target. Make the goalkeeper make a save. They've already had one. Can they do it again from a much better position?
It's a Wallace strike. Kukovic gets it away. It's back with Wallace. Onto that trusty left. Odebajo there to meet it for Hull. Bannon. Poodle.
That was a good spell, wasn't it, for Sheffield Wednesday? Hull stood strong, and he's got this technique, hasn't he, the goalkeeper? He likes to punch the ball. Sure how much I like that, really. You punch it, get it slightly wrong, it could go into a dangerous area to one of the opposition.
Hooper receiving from Forestieri. Now Bannon. Showed too much of that to the imposing figure of Diarmi. Snodgrass didn't make the most of it.
Well, they seem to have settled down a bit now, don't they, Sheffield Wednesday? There's no doubt in my mind that Hull settled it quicker, but over the last 5, 6, 7 minutes, they've settled into it, and they're enjoying a little bit more of the ball. They're certainly enjoying more attempts at goal.
Mohammadi. Odebajo. Nicked it away well, Lubens from Abel Hernandez. Not quite so Diame, who was a little more clumsy with his challenge on Kieran Lee.
Yeah, Hall felt there was a foul here, look. I don't think so. I think Leuven's just dodged the ball away, and then there's a little coming together. I mean, that's a soft one as well, isn't it, really?
Snodgrass in with a challenge that might have been interpreted differently.
Yeah, certainly stood showing a little bit there, weren't they? From Robert Snodgrass.
Well, if you think the cameras are wobbling, that's because they are. Sheffield Wednesday's 40,000 fans jumping up and down, and Wembley is bouncing with them. In goes Leuven's. Bannon gives it to Huddleston. Coming back from an offside position there.
Oh, what a challenge that was from Glenn Leuven's. Aggression, desire, everything that a Sheffield Wednesday supporter will want to see. He'll just catch Ahmed El Mohammadi with a follow through a little bit.
Well, when Carlos Carvajal took over at the start of the season, his remit and what he said he would deliver was attractive, aggressive and entertaining football.
True to his word. Excellent, it's been excellent progress, hasn't it? Finished 13th last season. Much more attacking, that there's no doubt. He's been backed and he's had a really good recruitment policy. It's paid dividends.
Leuven's, who in the build-up to the match was talking about the painful memories he has from his only previous playing trip to Wembley as a Cardiff City player, beaten by Portsmouth in the FA Cup final back in 2008. Into the evening sunshine, able to keep it in, prevent the throw-in, but not the goal kick.
As if we didn't know already. I imagine the first goal is going to be very, very important. It has been traditionally in this level playoff final.
Well, it's a unique occasion in so many ways. Not least you have the blood and thunder of the end of the championship season, and then you have this strange peace for 10 days when nothing much happens, the odd media day and the attention builds, and then everything 10 months work, sometimes more, all comes down to 90 minutes.
Yeah. I've sampled it and you've just described it exactly as it is. It's a massive gap between the second leg of the semi and the final. Hard to deal with.
Diame. Robertson, his first taste of the lush green turf of Wembley. Hooper has options, but he's got plenty of amber and black ahead of him. Wallace, now the telegraph that one to Dawson, and here comes Diame. Just too close to Lees, Snodgrass's former teammate at Leeds United.
Well, they've been excellent defensively, particularly the second half of the season, Sheffield Wednesday, where they've really improved. Just 19 goals they conceded in the last 23 games of the championship season. And Tom Lees and Glenn Leuven's have really struck up a good understanding. And more than that, we've just seen demonstration that they're aware of where their fullbacks are. And when they're out of position, they're round on the cover. They have been excellent.
Halfway point of this first half, Hull City 0, Sheffield Wednesday 0.
Here's another one, isn't he? Abel Hernandez. We've barely mentioned him. He's in fine goal-scoring form. He needs the opportunities to come his way, and so far, no real sign of that.
He is one of those strikers, though, the Uruguayan Abel Hernandez, who can drift through large swathes of games unnoticed, and then, when the moment comes, he often finds the way, usually finds the way to deliver. That's why he is, as you see, the club's top scorer.
He's on that exceptional goal-scoring season.
Broken up by Huddleston, Bobby Madley letting it go, trying to let it go, seeing if there was any advantage to play.
Excellent referee, and he just really gave Sheffield Wednesday time to develop the advantage. He didn't, so he brought it back.
Wallace. There's a real fluidity to the Sheffield Wednesday side, isn't it? You watch Barry Bannon drop almost back into the back line to start moves going for them. Here he is now.
Yeah, there's a confidence, isn't there, in the way that they pass the ball and move and have the freedom to move and stray from their nominated position, knowing full well that any gaps will be plugged by other players. It's been a wonderful season. It won't feel that way, though, unless they win this game.
Could be costly. Odegaard has given it away. Sheffield Wednesday electing not to break immediately. Similar semi-final pathways to this final for these two sides, both putting in very impressive first leg performances, but both having to endure second leg wobbles, which they survived.
Not enough of that for me. Movement runs in behind Hull. They're playing a lot of football in front of Hull, because you've got Gary Hooper that likes to drop off and get the ball to feet. You've got Forestieri in the main, likes to come short, get the ball to feet, turn, which sometimes means that playing the ball in front of Hull, and Hull's central defenders are very comfortable. So I was pleased to see Forestieri make that run and at least try and turn that Hull back for them.
Poodle. Roberts in a straight chase against Hart, who can ease him out of the way.
Yeah, there are good little battles, aren't there, all over the pitch, that nobody's winning, I would say. Quite neutral at the moment, this game. We've gone into a very, very even phase.
It started with quite a zesty tempo, but it's settled down now. A more cagey affair, perhaps what many expected that it would be, judging by what had gone before. Look over the course of the championship season, Hull scored a few more goals, 3 more in total than them over the 46 games, had a significantly better defence.
Over the course of the season, you would say, though, however, Sheffield Wednesday had the better second half of the season, wouldn't you? So they're both very, very capable. Of that there is no doubt. But I guess There's a relief now, a sense of relief that you've got through the opening 20 without conceding.
Well, Westwood's come a long way. Did he carry it behind for a corner? Robbie Madley looks for assistance from the assistant on the far side, and it is a corner given.
Yeah, fraction indecisive there. Good run from Robert Snodgrass, and Kieran Westwood clearly carries it over the line. He just didn't trust that the ball had enough pace to go out on its own. Couldn't take the risk.
Hull City with their first corner. Snodgrass to take. Dawson up from the back, waving frantically. He wants it. He won't get it. Blocked on the line. Dawson trying to keep it alive.
Oh, first real let-off in this game. And there was a penalty claim in the midst of all that. Sheffield Wednesday marking left an awful lot to be desired. Free header from a corner. Got away with it.
Hull's first corner, and it caused all sorts of trouble. There might be more here. Poodle held himself at that to stop Abel Hernandez getting on the end.
Oh, there he is. Little hand on the forehead. He can't believe that Kieran Lee drops into an air. It's a wonderful header right in the corner. It's going, and does that hit him on the arm? I mean, Gary Hooper reacts well.
Snodgrass, who's quite vocal this week about Fernando Forestieri. That's why he's being booed by the Sheffield Wednesday fans. In towards Hernandez again, out by Lubens this time. It's almost like Hull have located an Achilles heel and they want to have another go at it. Crosses into the box, causing problems. Nearly came down for Livermore. Lubens there first. Forestieri trying to break. He's stayed on the ground as Huddleston tried to prize it away.
Well, he was very, very brave. He's already on the ground, and he threw his head towards the ball. Fernando Forestieri. You can see Hull are mindful and wary of him. They crowd him out. He puts his head there. To say, I don't think a Hull player does very much wrong there.
Lee, pushing header down, Forestieri. Dawson needed to get that right. Forestieri sets his sights, but they're not quite honed to his usual high standards.
Yeah, you would have expected him to do a lot better here. Michael Dawson gets robbed of the ball there. He's trying to wrap his foot right round it. You can see how wide that is. But this is the header. Kieran Lee does well. He drops in on the line and... oh, hit him on the hand there. It does. Very difficult. Michael Dawson knows. Michael Dawson is the only player that claims handball there. Wants a penalty, the skipper. There you go. And Curtis Davis. The referee, can he see this? Well, just about, I'd say yes, that's unobstructed, but he must deem that that is accidental. Borderline.
Westwood a little more ponderous about coming off his line after carrying over a few moments ago. Steve Bruce relaying some instructions to his strikers 14 years ago now, but he won promotion via the playoffs. And Birmingham City manager, that was in Cardiff against Norwich. It's the first playoff final he's been involved in here at Wembley. Plenty of memories of the old Wembley as a player, of course, Steve Bruce, including being in the Manchester United side beaten by Sheffield Wednesday back in 1992 in the League Cup. The fact remains, though, Don, there's a generation of football fans who will not know of Sheffield Wednesday as a Premier League club, more associated with League One than the Premier League during the last 16 years.
Well, you only have to look to our left and look at all of these supporters that they have brought. They are an enormous enormous club. They've been sleeping for way too long.
No doubt about it. Something has happened on the blue side of the Steel City this season. Carlos Carvajal and his players have got something going. Can they finish it off, though, here at Wembley today? How come it called El Mohammadi? Oh, he left it behind.
Oh, what a chance. That is one good touch. That was all that was required. El Mohammadi there.
Brilliantly won back by Livermore. Diame. Nearly got it through Abel Hernandez. He has Hernandez! What a save!
This is a remarkable save. Absolutely unbelievable. And he has just shown why he is one of the top goalkeepers in the Sky Bet Championship. Great ball there, great touch from Hernandez. He prods it instinctively towards the back of the net. But watch this from Kieran Westwood. That is exceptional reactions. He comes out very quickly. Steve Bruce may have thought his team were taking the lead.
Well, they might do here. Snodgrass with the corner. A little deeper this time. Bannon cushions it away from danger.
Well, big games need big players, and he's certainly one of Sheffield Wednesday's big players, isn't he? Exceptional goalkeeper, and you need your goalkeeper to be at their best if you're going to prevail in games like this, and Kieran Westwood has just done his team a massive turn. Abel Hernandez does absolutely everything right here. The touch is excellent, and then the strike, powerful, going in the corner, and Westwood spreads himself. Wonderful goalkeeping.
Harler got a taste for it though at the moment. It's let to run through for Robertson. Blast off Wallace, too high for Diame. Odebajo wants it, gets it. Odebajo!
Yeah, certainly Hull's last 10 minutes, isn't it? There's no denying that. They are now at last looking likely. Moses Odebajo has a go with his weaker left foot. It's a decent effort, isn't it? Long way out. As we've already seen, Kieran Westwood is a great goalkeeper. It's going to take something exceptional.
Well, he scored a spectacular here for Leyton Orient, didn't he, against Rotherham when he played for them in the playoff final in League One variety. Had a hand in the other. Fernando Forestieri clearly feels he didn't have his scoring boots on. Sheffield Wednesday will hope that he has swapped into a pair. 10 first half minutes remain. Hunt for Sheffield Wednesday.
This is why Sheffield Wednesday, they're doing the right thing here. Just trying to draw the sting out of the tempo that Hull have managed to pick up.
Udo leading the chase. Dawson can handle over and clear away to his opposite number. Centre-half and skipper Lubens. He's given it straight back.
And Hull come again. They're dominating the possession, but they're doing it in the right area as well. That is to say, Sheffield Wednesday's half.
Snodgrass wants an overlap from Robertson, but it's forced to go back.
These are the little spells in games where you get on top, you have to take advantage of, or you have to try. Jack Hunt, I think he's just caught Robert Snodgrass's knee. His lower back can be painful. It's there. His left knee catches him. Painful place, that.
$40,000 tickets sold out in 24 hours. Not too many clubs in whatever division you look at who can manage that.
Exceptional. very well in the Cups, haven't they, Hull City? Just highlights that on the day, how competitive they can be. They beat Swansea, they've drawn with Leicester, League champions, drawn with Arsenal before getting beat in a replay. Just highlights what they're capable of.
The Sheffield Wednesday argument would be, well, they beat Arsenal.
Yeah, that's the other argument, yeah.
And Newcastle as well during their run to the League Cup quarter-finals, eventually losing to Stoke. Foul on Odebacho. It's been long seasons for both these two. This is the 58th game for Hull, which also took to the 5th round of the Cup. Nearly takes Abel Hernandez in behind here. Support arriving. Couldn't find them. Sheffield Wednesday had reorganised their defences. Now they can think more positive vein going forward. Bannon.
That's the difference. Hull have got that striker that wants to run in behind and is really threatening. That's how his goal-scoring chance came, and he nearly got another one there.
Diame. Three trying to stop him, none of them do, and he hits the post, right-footed against the outside of the upright, and Hull go close again.
No, this is brilliant. Look at this, he's got absolutely no right, surrounded by 3 players, to work this space and get the shot in from that angle. It's so powerful. Kieran Westwood is beaten all ends up here. Wonderful feet, wonderful skill, tremendous strike at the end of it, and he is so desperately unlucky not to put his team ahead here.
Well, when Steve Bruce talks on about his big game players, he talks about Diame, he talks about Hernandez with one mildly controversially blocked on the line, and Diame inches away from bulging the back of the net with that wonderful effort.
Well, he had no right, did he?
Wallace not making life easy for his compatriot. He won the battle, then won the free kick.
He won the free kick. You just said exactly the right thing. Ross Wallace knows exactly what he's doing, and Andy Robertson buys the bait. Once Ross Wallace has got his body between Andy Robertson and the ball, he shouldn't be making any kind of contact with Ross Wallace. That allows him to go down. It's a soft one. Hope it's not a costly one.
So Wallace, who carved out this free kick, can he create from it? Oh, with the defensive line strung along the edge of their 6-yard area. Decent distance on the clearance, but Forestier is first on the scene. Looking to loft it in behind. Davis isn't going to fall for that. And there could be something on here if Snodgrass can clear it away. Snodgrass.
He's done very well defensively there. Wallace. This is the time of the game now where you just got to make sure that you don't go in at half-time a goal behind, because a goal at this stage against you is a seriously painful one.
Snodgrass taking it on from Diame. Now Livermore. Great run from Odebacho right on the right. El Mohammadi finds him. Wonderful ball. Real danger here for Hull. Westwood to the rescue again.
Once again, brilliant movement. That's what Moses Odebacho does exceptionally well. He did really well to keep himself onside. And once again, it's Kieran Westwood to the rescue. Hull haven't finished.
And Sheffield Wednesday just being a little too generous with possession, and it might cost them. Snodgrass in towards Abel Hernandez, went for the overhead. Diame, great block away. Hull haven't finished yet. In slides Livermore, caught too much of Lubens, and Sheffield Wednesday can breathe a sigh of relief.
Yeah, well, they need to breathe a sigh of relief, and that would have been controversial. The overhead kick from Hernandez should have been pulled up for a dangerous boot, but this was before that. Look at Odebajo. It's Jack Hunt, the right back of Sheffield Wednesday, plays him on, and his touch takes him too close to Kieran Westwood, but it's clever movement. They've got this great understanding, haven't they? El Mohammadi and Moses Odebajo gets him in, but that's just a bit of a heavy touch. Takes him a little too close. I think he may well be trying to square that and try and find a teammate, but Kieran Westwood does so well again for his team.
Well, Kieran Westwood in the run-in to the end of the season certainly helped Sheffield Wednesday across the line. 7 clean sheets in 11. He's keep the line level here in terms of scoreline.
These two have duelled again before, haven't they? Leans in with his arm there. Andy Robertson catches Ross Wallace on the back of the head. Wallace is not happy about it.
Hernandez getting involved in a little bit of niggle, trying to send Ross Wallace back a further couple of yards. He might need to retreat a further couple of yards himself. Wallace drops it into a great-looking area, but it was just too lofted for either Lees or Lubens, who was also running in close proximity to get there.
He's asking the question why nobody got on the end of that. It's just a smidgen too high, isn't it, for Tom Lees?
Well, this is the first of 3 playoff finals here at Wembley this weekend. League One tomorrow, 2 o'clock. The coverage starts for Barnsley against Millwall for a place in the Championship, Sky Sports 1. And we finish with League Two, Wimbledon against Plymouth, Monday, 2 o'clock, Sky Sports 1. 1 added minute.
I think he'll be pleased, won't he, Steve Bruce? His team have done everything but score. Carlos Carvalhal's team need to find that little bit more if they're going to get to the Premier League in the second half, although they are notoriously a better second half team.
Robertson looks a little rattled out there. He's almost let that duel with Ross Wallace get to him.
I mean, that was so audacious to try and thigh the ball back from that distance to the goalkeeper. Very dangerous thing to do.
And out of nothing, suddenly Sheffield Wednesday have something. Wallace straight at Jakupovic, and that's the end of the first half, which has largely existed with fine margins, very little between these two Yorkshire rivals. Hull City, though, with the better chances. Diame hitting the outside of the post. And Kieran Westwood being... When Sheffield Wednesday were last here at Wembley, the old Wembley, back in 1992, they were familiar visitors. It was their 4th trip here in just 7 weeks. That one went to extra time before Andy Linegan got the winner for Arsenal. What we've seen so far, it wouldn't be a surprise if this one went all the way as well. No half-time changes for either side. Perhaps the most significant thing is that Sheffield Wednesday attack the end where their 40,000 or so fans are housed. No doubt about it, Don. Hull had the better of the first half.
Yep. Of that there is no doubt. It's particularly that second half, that second part of the first half. Steve Bruce would have been thrilled. They did everything, didn't they, but score a goal. They were comfortable defensively, they were creative in midfield, and He just couldn't get the ball past Kieran Westwood. He'll want more of the same from his team.
They've got to find a way, haven't they, to get Fernando Forestieri more into the game. A lot of the pre-match talk was about him and his creativity and his influence on the side. Free kick and odd flurry aside, haven't seen that much of him, have we?
No, we haven't. He's been seen in fleeting glimpses, and that has to change for Sheffield Wednesday. But I do think part of that is because they haven't got a player in front of him that runs the other way, that goes in behind. That would stretch the whole back four deeper, and that would allow somebody like Forestieri just a little bit more space in which to work.
There's that one other factor that may come into play. Looks like Michael Dawson is coming out of the back line to deal with him when he drops off. Of course, Dawson booked very early on for a challenge on Forestieri. He's the man in the middle, hoping that the ball will come in. Bannon towards the far post area. The challenge from Lees a little bit over the line as far as Bobby Madley's concerned.
Well, there's two challenges here. Bobby Madley could penalise, that's the obvious one. Hunt also bundles a whole player over off the ball.
Looking for Odebajo. Poodle trying to stay with the Hull fullback.
He's caught him. Daniel Poodle has caught him, and that's a concern for Hull. Pace, hasn't it? It's like a ball that will not keep in, but he does. He clips it across, and Poodle leaves his foot in a little bit, doesn't he? Just catches him there on the follow-through.
Over these championship playoff finals, we've already touched on how it's so often settled by the single goal by fine margins, so often settled by the first goal. 77% of the sides that score first go on to win the championship playoff final.
I think it's only Cardiff, isn't it, against Ian Holloway's Blackpool in the last 13 that have scored first and lost.
Bannon. Wallace trying to get it through to Hooper. Diame, who had a stormer of the first half. And this has broken kindly.
He just couldn't take advantage of that lucky break. Ross Wallace, you fancied him to produce a better delivery. Had this spin on his strong left foot. Bannon does well, robs Diame. Just there, he has a look up. Hooper had made a square run and nobody was going in beyond him, but
well, you can understand if they can't make themselves heard at that end of Wembley Stadium. The noise is magnificent. Snodgrass, the on-rushing Livermore, turned into trouble. Mohammadi picks it up.
That's not a bad ball, that, you know. He's got every right to ask one of the forward players to get across the goalkeeper.
Well, Forestieri slipped away here. Fernando Forestieri, what a great challenge and an important one from Curtis Davis.
Wonderful, wonderful defensive cover comes from Kieran Westwood. Kick, he knows exactly what he's doing, but once Michael Dawson misjudges that, Forestieri may have thought he was in, but that is exceptional from Curtis Davis. Comes across, covers his defensive partner and makes a wonderful challenge.
Well, it was a goal that was disallowed against Brighton, wasn't it? But it was a similar long ball that led to it. And the scoreline was 0-0 in that first leg up at Hillsborough. No one could make themselves heard that night either. Forestieri will take the corner. Bannon works from the training ground. Back to Forestieri. Cleared away by Robertson.
started well, haven't they, the second half? So, not particularly tested Jakubovic, but certainly enjoying a better fare of the ball, better territory.
Lee. Luvens. Kudel. This time he does elect to catch it. The Swiss in the Hull City goal. The understudy for the most part of the season to Alan McGregor, whose back injury has really hit him hard. Started flaring up towards the end of the season, so they could give Eldon Jakubovic a bit of game time. But the Scotsman missing out on the marquee occasion of Hull City's season.
He'll be feeling totally helpless sat there.
Robertson slipped it through the Snodgrass. There was a cutback on Faber Hernandez. He went to drive it across the face of goal, didn't he?
Well, there's a little cutback on. Snodgrass encourages the Hull fans, because it has been the Wednesday fans making all the noise here.
Dawson leaps, so to Curtis Davis. Huddleston. Snodgrass. Still plenty of amber inside that Sheffield Wednesday box. Oh, they've all missed it. It's come through here to Dawson. Westford again, keeping Sheffield Wednesday in it.
Deja vu. Very quick off his line to get the block in. Brilliant.
Banner. Hutchinson. Wallace. Bannon. Poodle on the overlap. Bannon sweeps one in.
He's looking for Gary Hooper. It's his only target. It has to be perfect. Fraction over hit.
That's now 3 crucial interventions from Kieran Westwood, where he's kept the scoreline level.
I wonder whether, if you're Hull, start to feel it's going to be one of those evenings.
We're getting into that territory, aren't we?
Possibly.
With Diame hitting the outside of the post as well, after he managed to manoeuvre his way through the Sheffield Wednesday back line.
For a player, you cannot afford to think like that, though. To keep going. Keep doing the things that are gaining you these opportunities.
Here comes Curtis Davis. Didn't get that quite as he would have hoped. Most of these players will be well familiar with the recent histories of these playoff finals. Sides can dominate chances and even numerically by the end, and then the others have what I suppose we could call a Zamora moment.
Yeah, well, that is the ultimate, isn't it? The absolute ultimate. One team totally dominate. Don't see that too often, and end up losing. But have a look at this in the second half. Sheffield Wednesday are in this game now. Just got to find a way of working Jakubovic. They haven't really done that so far.
Well, they'll feel, Sheffield Wednesday, that they didn't show much of their real selves in that first half for one reason or another. We've seen glimpses of it here. So hard to shake off the ball. Eventually Bannon, who stuck to the task, did, but it's still Hull with it. And Robertson. Can bring it away.
Hasn't got anything to hit forward. That's the problem. Done well to hold on to it there, Jack Hunt. Retain possession.
Forestieri. Strong-armed out of the way by Huddleston, but Bobby Madley plays advantage. Hunt to try and take it. Cooper well marshalled.
I swear it's just breaking down a little bit too easily for me for Sheffield Wednesday in that final third.
Bannon. I think as Huddleston went in, he caught his own teammate there.
This is the challenge. Huddleston marches into Snodgrass after the foul had already been given. This is the man of the moment for Sheffield Wednesday. No wonder he's smiling at the moment. Things are going his way because this ball comes in, it misses everybody and it arrives at Michael Dawson, who again, like his teammates before him, does absolutely nothing wrong whatsoever. With good control, a powerful strike on target, but he is so quick. Look how quickly he comes out, sprints towards the ball and makes the angle tight, spreads his body. It's wonderful, wonderful goalkeeping, and he is the solitary reason at the moment Sheffield Wednesday are still in this.
Trying to organise themselves at the back as Wallace prepares to launch in another one here. Plenty of loft on that one. Mohamed has Odebajo ahead of him if he finds the pass. He does. Men in the middle. Snodgrass, one of them! And Robertson fires it over the bar.
Well, Sam Hutchinson is having a right go at Barry Bannon because he makes a bad decision. He goes to the ball there, Barry Bannon, when he should have been staying with Moses Odebajo. But take nothing away, that is a top-class ball that Odebajo has just played. And he must feel his teammate's going to hit the back of the net from there. He gets his contact horribly, horribly wrong. And that is the biggest chance of the game so far.
He was involved in the thick of it, wasn't he, Andy Robertson, in the semi-final, scoring that third at the iPro and then putting through his own net. Two fullbacks at the heart of that move.
It all came from a cross that was caught by Jakubovic, and Hull displayed once again exactly what they did at Derby County. The art of counter-attacking at its best. Two fullbacks involved. What a chance.
That's another one to add to that list of yours, Don.
Ever increasing. And we haven't, you look at Hull City goalkeeper, he has barely had anything other than a routine save to make.
That could change here. Hutchinson. Still Hutchinson. Over.
Oh, that's about their best moment, isn't it, from open play? We've got two teams having a little go here. Lovely little give and go from Hutchinson. He skips past Curtis Davis, composes himself in the first instance, but then it's a little bit snatched at, isn't it, really? It leans back, sails high and over the crossbar.
It's going to be interesting to see how long he lasts. Sam Hutchinson hasn't started since they played against Charlton. That was almost exactly 2 months ago now. Last goal, even further back in that memorable night at Hillsborough when they beat Arsenal by 3 goals to 0.
Well, I think he's demonstrated why Carlos Carvalhal brought him in for today's game. He has done a lot of unnoticed work. In front of his back four, he's had a real strong game, Sam Hutchinson.
This is broken to Forestieri, who's got Hooper busting a gut to get up alongside him. Still Forestieri, and that'll deflect behind for a Wednesday corner.
He holds his hand up to Gary Hooper, who's having a little bit of a moan at his strike partner. He made a real long bursting run, Gary Hooper, to try and, if nothing else, detract the Hull defence. But I think once Forestieri advanced, there was only one thing in his mind there.
Forestieri's corner. Sheffield Wednesday head on it, and your Kapupic fist away. Forestieri starting to get more involved in the game for Sheffield Wednesday. Hutchinson helps it on to Hunt. Good run by the fullback.
It's a little bit predictable. A little bit predictable. Andy Robertson knew he wanted to go outside.
Just a couple of months ago was deemed surplus to requirements at Sheffield Wednesday, shipped out on loan to Wolves. He's back and he's coming on for the remaining half an hour or perhaps an hour here at Wembley. Come up off the arm of Jake Livermore.
It's going to be interesting to see who he's going to replace, because he has got pace to burn. Jeremy Allan don't come much quicker than him.
So Ross Wallace the man to make way for the young Frenchman Jeremy Allan. Started both the semi-finals, scored in both the semi-finals against Brighton. Ross Wallace, but won't be a Wembley goal to add to that tally.
The team have been on the back foot, Ross Wallace, haven't they? Didn't really get too many opportunities to impose himself on this game. Different type of player, Jeremy Allan. It's noticeable, isn't it? Sheffield Wednesday have sent him over to the other side, where the legs of Odebajo are causing Sheffield Wednesday problem. I think that's a wise move by Carlos Carvalhal.
Bannon trying to cause problems. Lee went to ground. No hint of a foul in there. And Robertson. Poodle. This is Lees. Hutchinson. Milan. Lees. I was about to say before that pass misplaced by Lees that Sheffield Wednesday are more than a match for Hull in the last 5 minutes or so.
A little bit more on the front foot. Look at this. This is a closing down. Possibly missing in that first half.
What about Joe? Still all about Joe. Well-timed tackle needed to be as well in that area of the field. Allan.
I'm really surprised there. Jeremy Allan was happy to leave Odebajo to run onto Daniel Poodle. I would have thought he would have offered him a little bit extra support. It didn't matter in the end. Poodle's tackle was excellent.
Forestieri. Now Allan could get on the front foot. Little deflection should help the Hull goalkeeper, and it does.
Time of the game where the two players may just start feeling their legs a little fatigue. May have a part to play here this evening.
El Mohammadi. Odebajo.
Michael Dawson not happy with the movement in front of him there. Had to go all the way back.
We're edging towards the last quarter of the 90 minutes. as if there's not enough tension in the air already. It always just goes up a little bit more when you get to that stage of the game, that stage of this game. Mohammadi will go for a throw in the corner, deflected off Puda.
He needs to try, if at all possible, to get up before, without the trainers coming on. Otherwise, he'll have to leave the pitch. And his team will have to defend for 10 men. It hits him flush on the back of the head. It must have stunned him a little bit. He's done well for his team there.
And he tried his wits about him here, perhaps. Just slightly overhead to release Alan. Coming up to 4 hours of football that these two have played against each other now this season. Just those 2 goals of coming in the Hillsborough meeting just before Christmas. Bam. Hutchinson a little slow onto it. Diami certainly wasn't.
Daniel Pudel played his teammate into a little bit of trouble. It's way too tight for him to be playing a ball like that.
Robertson will have the standout chance of this second half for Hull. Bannon became second in the voting for Sheffield Wednesday's Player of the Year behind Forestieri. Ilan. Different test for Odebajo, and he was able to pass it.
Sheffield Wednesday won. They want Jeremy Elan to occupy Moses Odebajo in that half of the pitch.
Puda. Bannon.
These are two teams that usually have a goal in them, don't they? Tipping towards the back end of the season.
Only Middlesbrough had a better defence over the course of the Sky Bet Championship season than Hull. I expect them to be able to keep Sheffield Wednesday for the most part at arm's length, and largely they have. They've restricted them to fair few. Last-ditch challenge from Curtis Davis stands out. Long-range effort from Hutchinson in this second half. A couple of pieces of goalkeeping, housekeeping that Eldin Jakupovic had to do. So which of these two will be in the Premier League next season? Either way, you can watch 126 Premier League games live on Sky Sports next season, more than ever before. And to wet the whistle ahead of that, the International Champions Cup starts July the 22nd, live on Sky Sports. Teams like Barcelona, Juventus, Real Madrid, PSG, and the champions Leicester City, all involved in that. Livermore with an ambitious run.
Again, brilliant work from Sam Hutchinson. Must be feeling it a little now. Must be feeling it.
Odebajo looking for Diame. Just eased away to safety by Hunt. Yeah, you could see him just now taking some big gasps of air there. Sam Hutchinson, such a competitor. He's done exactly what has been asked of him so far today. 14 yellow cards this season in the 29 games he's played before today. Tells you what sort of a player he usually is. Snodgrass. Now Diame. Oh, Diame! A diamond of a goal from Mohamed Diame. 20 minutes to play in the playoff final, and Hull City hit the front.
Well, you wondered, with Kieran Westwood in outstanding form, was it going to take something spectacular? And my word, he has just produced an absolute stunner. And it looks to me as if Hull have got the legs on Sheffield Wednesday. They seem to have a bit more energy. They're picking the loose balls up, but he's got no right, has he, really? He's got no right to score from there. He knows exactly what he's doing. He wraps his foot around it, gets the flight that gets it over Kieran Westwood and under that crossbar, and sends those Hull City fans into ecstasy, just as Dean Windas's volley did just a few short years ago. It's a peach of a goal. Now, can Hull City hold on? That's the question.
Last time it was Dino, this time it's Diame, and it means the same to the good folk of Humberside and to Steve Bruce this time. Mohamed Diame's best ever goal-scoring season just got a whole lot better.
Big test of character now for Sheffield Wednesday. They've got to take a deep breath and go again, and they've got to do something that they haven't managed to do in the whole game, really, and that's carve out some kind of a clear goal-scoring opportunity, because they've just been undone by an absolute world-class strike. Just felt that Sheffield Wednesday were a little low on energy at that moment in the game. Hull were just winning the second balls, they were pushing them back, and Hull capitalised.
Well, they've got just over a quarter of an hour to do something about it now. Jeremy allowing the substitute to Fernando Forestieri. Bannon trying to find a way through. They have defended with discipline so far this afternoon, Hull City.
Well, they'll push forward now, won't they? They should try and throw the kitchen sink, Sheffield Wednesday, but we saw at Derby County that effectiveness that Hull have at counter-attacking.
Here's Hooper. Cohen from Davis, and there from Huddleston. And Diame. Coursing with confidence now.
It's about game management, isn't it? And they've got all the experience in the world, Hull City, at that.
That was a tired challenge, wasn't it, from Hutchinson, called plenty of Al Mohammadi.
I think he's got cramp here, Sam Hutchinson, but it was. Lunges for the ball, doesn't get it.
Surprised to see Carlos Carvalhal call for his big Kosovan-born striker, Atkin Nuhiu.
Well, like you say, this is the 10th, and he cannot have struck one better than that this season. Feel for Kieran Westwood, manages to get a glove on it, but cannot do anything about that. It's a wonderful strike, and it's got the beating of him. I guess he would have beaten most every goalkeeper in the world. And he must have been thinking, he must have been wondering if it was going to be their day. That just made him feel a whole lot better.
Dean Windass will have to share the honour if the scoreline stays like this. Might be a new club ambassador. Hull now have Sheffield Wednesday exactly where they want them. Surely they won't let them off the hook. Or will they?
Good decision from Bobby Maguire. El Mohammadi knew exactly what he was doing there.
Confirmation of that change. Sam Hutchinson. Well, they'd have clearly loved him to continue, but he's limping off on the far side.
A big target man now that they genuinely can try and hit and get the bits off him.
They've got three buzzing around him now, haven't they, in Hooper, Kieran Lee and Fernando Forestieri. Might leave them a little open at the other end. But that's the risk they have to take. Hunt. Bannon first to it. Scoops it into the Sheffield Wednesday fans behind Eldin Jakupovic's goal.
A little prayer.
Well, it's a season that's gone so well. That's surpassed expectations. Bottom half last year, top six this year. Carlos Carlos built a team. Still time to put it right, but it's slipping away. There's the man who is so important in making the changes, Dejan Chansiri. The Sheffield Wednesday owner who invested heavily in buying the club, invested heavily in rebuilding the club.
Well, they've got a great record. They've got the best record in the Championship of turning games round when they've conceded the first goal. So it's by no means over for Sheffield Wednesday. They've got character and they've got lots of ability out there. Just got to find a way.
Given the substitution that he's made, certainly not going to leave anything out there by the look of things. Lee, little injection of pace, helped on by Hooper, but into opposition hands. Snodgrass.
It's tired, wasn't it, from Gary Hooper? Tired swing of the leg. Need to dig deep now.
Cordovaggio. Livermore tried to steal it there for Forestieri. Huddleston. Beyond Bannon, still going Huddleston. Cordovaggio.
He scored a stunner at Wembley before, hasn't he? Tried to replicate that. He does well, holds his run. Good decision from the assistant. Under a little bit of pressure, angles against him.
And Sam Clucas, whose rise through the footballing ranks is a wonderful story. He was here for the FA Cup final in 2014 when Hull took that 2-0 lead before Arsenal pegged them back, courtesy of being a player of the round. First round, I think it was, when he was playing for Mansfield Town and they hammered St Albans and he got 4 goals. Player of the round there, so he was a guest of honour of the FA. Now he's going to come on to try and help Hull back to the Premier League. Bannon. Up to New here. Well, it's the feeling that it's just slipping away. That's unavoidable for many of the Sheffield Wednesday fans, understandably. Davis.
Just struggling to find a way through, aren't they, Sheffield Wednesday? Playing those long balls to Nuliu goes a little bit against the grain of how they want to play, but it's a needs-must situation that they find themselves in now.
Hassan Lucas has been a standout player for Hull City in his first season at this level. And it was only the return to fitness of Robert Snodgrass. He doesn't look too happy to be coming off, does he? I saw him lose his place in the side, but...
He's not happy, is he? You wouldn't expect a player to be happy, but his manager's done it for a reason. To just calm down.
I'm sure you'll see the bigger picture before too long.
As long as they win.
Well, they're closing in on the big prize, Hull City. Bannon. Those little moments, it's just not rolling for Sheffield Wednesday. Hooper trying to flick it, and it's ended up at the feet of Diame. Options right and left. Finds Abel Hernandez. And he finds Glenn Lubens blocking the way.
I don't think he needs the touch here, Abel Hernandez. I think he can take this first time. Such is the pace of the ball. Let it come across you and strike it. But once he takes the touch, it allows the defender to come across and get the block in. Another one not moving too well now, is he? Abel Hernandez. They put so much in, these players. Lots of them feeling the pace.
Huddleston flips it up. It's a prolific leap. Curtis Davis.
That's the odd goal, doesn't it? Situations like this, really attacks it well, gets up early.
Well, he's got one card left to play. Movement on that Hull City bench as well. Forestieri.
Still a refusal, isn't there, from Sheffield Wednesday to hit the big striker. What's the point of putting him on if you're not going to hit him?
Lee slips it through to Fernando Forestieri. Could be something on here. Hunt can keep the hope alive. Bannon. Great chance to hit Nuhiu here. He's at the far post up against the much more diminutive Odebajo. Time for a change. Striker off, midfielder Myler on. He milks the applause. It's almost the first time this afternoon that more noise is coming from our right, Don, and the Hull City fans than the Sheffield Wednesday supporters, who've been absolutely magnificent here this afternoon. They might yet get something to shout about. That's away by Odebajo. Diame, leapt above Lubens. El Mohammadi. 5 minutes to go. That's exactly what his manager would want him to do. And as far as Poodle's concerned, that will drive his manager absolutely potty.
I just don't get it. Do not understand a player that will do this reckless challenge. It's nowhere near the ball, it's through the back of him. It's everything that Hull City want him to do, Daniel Poodle.
Final throw of the dice. Lucas João to 22-year-old Portuguese striker who featured heavily in the opening weeks and months of the season. He's going to come on and replace Pudel. Sheffield Wednesday will finish the 90 minutes with 4 strikers on the field to try and repair the damage inflicted by Diame.
Hull City with no strikers on the field.
We've got a strike there from Huddleston.
Urging his team forward. I think he even wants one of the central defenders to perhaps go up front. It's been a struggle. Sheffield Wednesday haven't a single shot on target in this second half.
Westwood, who did so much to keep them in the game, has given it away here to Livermore. Senses a real chance to get at Sheffield Wednesday again. Diame bounces off Hunt. Here's Klukas. Fresh legs. Myler even fresher. Back to Diame. And Hunt can get back to scoop it away.
Well, you have to say that even since the goal, if there is going to be another goal in this final, then Hull have looked the more likely scorers.
As if to add salt into the wounds, it's a Sheffield lad coming on by the look of things. Harry Maguire, formerly of Sheffield United. Two minutes to play. And the Hull City fans rise to salute who, as it stands, is the match winner. I'm not sure some of the crowd will remember too much about it, but most of them, it'll go down as another magic moment in Hull City's history.
And Hull City's playoff history. As good as it gets, isn't it? And he has been exceptional, not just for the goal. He nearly opened the scoring with another fantastic solo effort in the first half.
Nuhiu putting himself about. They want to see more of that. Forestieri. Strong challenge by Livermore on Elan, but the referee didn't see anything wrong with it.
I thought there might have been a couple of little fouls in there. Sheffield Wednesday. Forestieri gets caught somewhere here when he turns away. It's maybe there. Well, I suppose it's just strong, isn't it? Bobby Madley perfectly positioned to see that.
Last minute of the 90 now. Roger East is the 4th official here. All eyes on him to see how much time will be tagged on. Myler.
There's been no sign of Sheffield Wednesday laying a single glove on Hull City, more or less throughout the game, really, in truth.
Myler. Klukas. Hull making all the running in these closing stages. 4 added minutes. And the way the tide is flowing, you just can't see it. It's not impossible, but it's looking improbable for Sheffield Wednesday now.
They've still got 4 defenders. They've got to send a defender up. Glenn Leuven's maybe just heard me. He's on his way up. They've got to do something that they don't want. Put situations like this, get it in the box. There you go.
Milan does that. Lukovic clattered by Nuhiu, but holds on. There'll be a free kick. More seconds will be devoured, and Hull will edge ever closer.
This is the first time they've done this since Nuhiu's come on, and he has a challenge. It's an honest challenge. There's nothing wrong with that. There's probably nothing wrong with the goalkeeper, I would hasten to add. He's been
There was a bit of a clash of heads in there, I think, Tom, to be fair.
I see that. Do you think he could get up if he wanted to?
I think if they were 1-0 down, it might be slightly different.
I think you're right, yeah.
Well, this will only see added time to the added time. Bobby madly signalling that he's across the situation. So near, but yet so far by the look of things for Sheffield Wednesday. It's been a wonderful, marvellous season in so many ways, but are they falling short? Have they really been able to find of their best on the big stage, on the big day? I suspect, agonisingly, the answer will be no.
The answer is no. No, certainly not so far. His team, after all the things that he would have wanted them to do, with probably the exception of scoring 1 or 2 more goals to make this situation a little less stressful. But they believe now, don't they? And rightly so. From what they've seen here this afternoon, why wouldn't they believe?
Well, as he suspected, Don, no serious damage. He's up and okay. Good 90 seconds or so taken up with that situation.
They just can't get the ball Sheffield Wednesday. Hull have managed this game, particularly since the goal, incredibly well, and that is where all the experience that is against his team is bearing fruit.
Livermore, Lubens.
I think that's a simple thing, but Sam Clucas has just put a challenge in on Glenn Lubens in order that the Sheffield Wednesday defender doesn't get a free header. And what does he do? He heads it out for a Hull City throw-in. It's the tiny, small little details that managers talk about.
And are we seeing here Don experience winning through the day? Might be able to fathom something out, but they have been largely outmanoeuvred over the course of the 90 minutes so far, Sheffield Wednesday.
I think we have seen that. And unless something really dramatic happens, that is going to win the day.
Westwood, giant ball up, big header away by Dawson, Bannon. Myler battling away with Hunt, does get his cross away, but so often has been the case this afternoon that there's an undershirt there to tidy up.
The defensive performance has been magnificent. They've been rock solid back four.
Oh, that was a big moment. Zhao with the shot. Did it come off the arm of Michael Dawson? He flung himself at it. Westwood to get it back in there. Nuhiu rises, sliced behind into the roof of the net. Finally, Sheffield Wednesday are having a go. Have they got time, though?
Oh, this is what they're claiming. It does strike Michael Dawson under the armpit. I don't think you can give a penalty for that. He's got his back turned.
Well, this is it, Forestieri in. He's up from the back here, and Westwood, he's on the goal line now. If Hull break out, then they've got a free run through on goal. Spun away from Odebajo, Banner to try and keep it alive. Back it comes, up towards Nuhiu. Opportunity knocks here for Kieran Lee. Trying to tee it up for Zhao. That was the moment, and the moment has gone for Sheffield Wednesday. Jeremy Allan scooped it over.
Oh, there aren't any excuses. It's on his stronger side, his left foot. Do well to recycle this. Kieran Lee does well, he stays composed. Hull has drawn to the ball, he rolls it back. And it's about hitting the target, nothing more, nothing less. Asking the question, he didn't ask the question. And look, well, they know, they believe. Promotion is theirs.
Into the 7th minute of added time we go. It is another dream day in the playoffs for Hull City at Wembley. 8 years ago it was Windass. In 2016 it's Diame. In 2008 they rose to the Premier League for the first time. They're back there now for the 5th time in 8 seasons. Hull City might have been outnumbered and outsung for the most part in the stands, but on the pitch, Big Mac's experience, top-class Premier League quality showed, and Steve Bruce has done what no other manager has done before and guided a side to promotion to the Premier League for the 4th time.
Oh, was there ever any doubt? Experienced manager, experienced players, know this occasion, know it well, know what needs to be done, and did it. It was an almost perfect performance from Hull City. You have to feel so very, very sorry from Sheffield Wednesday, but Hull City were the better team, they were the deserving team, and justice, I guess you could say, has been done on the day. They're a team that have been built on defensive strength, and defensively they did not put a single foot wrong. Eldon Jakupovic in the goal, barely had a shot to save other than routine. And as an attacking force, Hull, they could have scored more than the one. It's joy again for Steve Bruce, it's joy again for Hull City, and congratulations to them. Big performance.